There we go. All right, Emma. Good. Down. Good girl. Oh, come on. Come on, stay. You can stay right there. I know you're all antsy. I know. Just explore up. And there we go. All right, hello everybody, and welcome to Meet the Dog. I'm Chris, and with me today is Emma, who's all the way over there. Emma, hey, come here. Emma. Yes, there we go. Is Emma. Emma just turned 3 on Monday. She came to us from the Czech Republic with her sister Evie. She is, well, I believe last time I weighed her, she weighed in around 110 pounds. She's eating 3 times a day, 1.5 cups each. A little while ago I switched her to salmon from chicken. I've also been adding some sweet potato to her food, trying to, just trying to get her messes under control, because she's always been a little loose with her messes. So I'm trying to see if we can do anything about that. She's a very good girl though. So right now she seems to be off in her own little world. Hey, Em. Hi, there we go. Good girl. Yeah. She loves hiking through the woods and running around like a lunatic, which she doesn't get to do too much anymore. We moved a little while ago. We don't have a fenced-in yard anymore, so the only time she gets to really run or when we go on our hikes. But I'm going to open it up to some questions about Miss Emma. What are you doing? I know, you don't like ice. You hate it over here, which is really going to suck when you have puppies. Whatever that is. Fun fact about Emma is she does not follow the 6-month heat cycle. She goes into heat whenever she wants. I've seen her follow the 6-month cycle. I've seen her do it in 3 months. So we never know. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Any questions about Miss Emma? Yeah, good girl. Good girl. Any questions about Emma? What do you hear? What do you hear? What do you smell? You smell Minnie? She was in here the other day. Barbie asked, does Emma have a favorite place to go with you besides the woods? No, we pretty much exclusively go to the woods. I like to go to places where I can let her off leash to really run around. As I've mentioned, my family moved a little while ago. We no longer have a fenced-in yard. So really the only time that she does get to go around is when we go on hikes. So I really like to stick to areas where I don't have to worry about leash laws. I don't really have to worry too much about running into too many people. Obviously, I try to get her a little bit of people interaction as preparation for whenever she has puppies. But I do like to have nice, open, quiet areas where she can get some running in. So really, it's here and wherever middle of the woods we tend to go on our hikes. Good girl. Yeah. Let's see. Barb asks, do you have any nicknames for her? I tend to just call her M. I call her M, Emmy. I tend to use M just as my quick shorthand. My mom calls her girlfriend. I also call her Clown. I sometimes call her Clown. She has a clownfish towel at home that I use after her bath, so I've taken to calling her Clown every once in a while. Crafty asks, will she breed bread on her next cycle? That is the plan. That is the plan. We do want to breed her on her next cycle, whenever that is. She's been giving me a lot of false alarms lately. She keeps doing a lot of things over the past couple of months that she tends to do when she does go into heat, but they have all been false alarms so far, so she's really been keeping me on my toes. Crafty Eye also asks, who are her friends? She gets along pretty well with everybody. Some of the younger dogs I think are just generally a lot for her. I think she's starting to get to that age where she's kind of tired of them. She does get along very well with Sugar. Sugar really likes her. Winnie and Jet she also plays with. She's been doing very well with Alfred. Past couple days I've been putting her out with Alfred. And she seems to play very well with him. As well as Derby. Derby, she plays well with Derby and Bert. Banks, she kind of gets along with. Like, they don't really play too much. And then her and Dawes don't really seem to like each other very much for whatever reason. I think she just kind of wants to have her space a little bit, and Dawes doesn't want to give her that space, so it's a little bit of a point of contention for them. They had a bit of an argument the other day. Neither of them were hurt. Separated them pretty quickly. So we're going to let them cool down and maybe try them again at some point. But that probably won't be for a while. It wasn't a full-on fight, just a lot of barking at each other. As for dogs that have since left, graduated, or left as perfect pets, I would say her best friends were Nessie, who went out as a pet. The two of them got along very well. I think she was one of the few dogs I've taken for an overnight that Emma liked having around. She also got along very well with Deanna from the Tribbles litter. The two of them were very good friends. Emma, I remember I took Deanna home for her after her spay. And Emma basically spent the entire night pouting because Deanna was getting all the attention. But she eventually did warm up to Deanna, and they were very good friends after that. And Sister from the Christmas litter, the two of them got along pretty well. And Jack from the Christmas litter. He was the two of them ended up getting along. He kind of grew on her. She wasn't thrilled about him at first. But they spent enough time together that he ended up kind of growing on her. Ain't that right? Yeah. You had a lot of friends who've graduated, huh? Rambo, Keiko, they're gone too. Go along with them. You were still a little young then, and they treated you like you treat the Poppins now, huh? All right. Let's see. Any other questions about Emma? Barb V asks, does Emma have any quirky habits? Yes, she has plenty. She will not stay in my room if I go take a shower. If she sees me getting ready to go take a shower, she will leave my room, go downstairs, and she will wait down there for me to be finished. I don't know why. I truly don't know why that is, but she's just been doing that every single time. What else? Terrified of my water bottle. Really anything that like I'm holding and while we're walking, she's like very aware of, and I think it's just she's just concerned about the like any like swaying movements. I think she's just not sure what's going to happen. But I actually have to bring my water bottle to my car before I get her, or she's going to stretch me thin trying to stay away from it. What else? What other quirky little habits? Because you have plenty. I'm sure there are more that I just can't think of right now. I will think more of those as we go along. Crafty asks, where are the... Let's see. Barbie asks, what is her favorite thing to do at home? She mostly rests at home. She doesn't play too much with me at home. She'll play a lot with my mom, but whenever I play with her, she tends to just rather get attention from me rather than actually play. When we used to have a fenced-in yard, that was not much of a problem. I could get her to run when we still had a fenced-in yard. But inside the house, she tends not to play with me, so she typically just kind of rests. Yeah. Barbie asked, is she get excited to come to work with you? Yes. She... Honestly, not so much excited, she's just so used to it at this point. I think she just kind of expects it. So, and she knows when I am about to leave. Like, I think she's just picked on... I guess I have some kind of tell when I'm getting ready to go. That I just kind of move in a certain way, and she gets up and heads downstairs and heads straight to the garage. So it's kind of just become routine for her at this point. It's not so much excitement, it's what she expects. So it's kind of throws her for a loop anytime I do leave her home. Almost left her home today, but no one was going to be home, so had to bring her with me. But I think she does like coming here because she does get to play with her friends. Though she whines and whines and whines when I don't pay attention to her and I'm paying attention to the other dogs, so she is a bit of a jealous brat. RV asked, does Sweet Emma ever get into any mischief? Not so much at home. She does get into mischief here. Like I mentioned, she is a bit of a jealous brat when she's here. She does a lot of digging when she's here. I have to fill a lot of holes after her. And very, very much a whiner, barking at the other dogs. Once she's out and playing with them, she's fine with them. It's just, I think she's just jealous that they're out and not her. He used to get into mischief at home, but she's beyond that now. I remember back in her old place, she destroyed a windowsill one time, just chewed the crap out of it. I think that was one of the times that was very early on in having her. I think it was like we had left her home for like an hour. She's not done that since. I do remember her and Evie used to be very destructive while they were here. The hutches outside on Flatfield Puppy Hill, where they come out from the kennels into, I remember Evie had ripped off an entire one from the wall side of the barn. And she has also done some things like that. But thankfully she has grown out of it. Crafty asks, does Emma like puppies? The past 2 puppy interactions she has had have not gone super well. The first one was the Poppins, and all 10 of them charged her, or all 12 of them, it was still 12 of them at that time, so Boom and Banjo was still with them. All 12 of them charged her at once, and that went about as well as expected. And then recently we tried her with, I forget if it was all, yeah, I think it was all three, Elwood, Piper, and Jake. Piper and Jake didn't really seem to care too much about her. Elwood was all over her, and she got sick of it and put him in his place, so we put a stop to that very quickly. So she's not had some great puppy experiences so far, which has me a teeny bit concerned. So I'm hoping for her, the maternal instincts are going to kick in. I will say at this point, she is very used to being around younger dogs, though. Crafty asks, is Duke her likely suitor? Ideally, I think that would be my pick, would be Duke. I know we have a couple options. We're probably not going to go with Trip because I think they were from the same breeder, so we're just going to avoid any complications there. I know we have other males, I'm blanking on who, but I do know we have some other boys. But ideally my pick would be Duke. But I guess she's ultimately going to be the one to have final say on that. Alright. I think that is just about all the time we have. I'm going to refresh it one last time, see if we got any last questions before we stop. Okay, final question. Barb V, what would she like to say right now? I think she would like to go back to the barn, because if I'm being perfectly honest, she actually hates it over here. The few times I have left her over here, she has had an absolute cow. She's fine right now because I'm here, but I think she wants to go back to the barn. Do you want to go back to the barn, maybe get some last minute plays in before we head out in a little bit? Does that sound good? Very so good. There you go. Good girl. Alright, well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We will be back next week with another dog. Until then, everybody take care. Yeah, good girl. Yeah. Hold on. And